Hello everyone, it's Willa Latham with Antique Porcelain, and today I have a beautiful tea set made by Spode in about 1820. So this set has survived for about 200 years and it is in perfect condition, which is very rare to find. And I really love this set. It's so cheerful. It's wonderful for tea time. I just came back from holiday. I still have to finish my holiday reading, so I'm ready for tea time. And it's just such a nice little set for two people. It consists of a teapot on a stand, its own stand. So that means if you have a nice wooden table, for instance, you can safely put it on the table and it won't burn the surface. And then there are two teacup trios. And the idea of a trio is that you would never drink tea and coffee at the same time, would you? So you might as well have one saucer for both the teacup and the coffee cup. Why not? It saves some money, because these sets used to be incredibly expensive at the time that they were produced. And obviously they're still very expensive because now it's a very valuable antique. But people wouldn't waste money on extra saucers that they didn't need. And then there is a really cute little milk jug for the milk. The shape, the way the set hangs together is very interesting because it all looks like one set, right? And it is. But there's all sorts of differences. So the teapot here is in the famous octagon shape. See, it's eight-sided. Octagon, of course, means eight-sided. And a stand too. And so is the milk jug. It's also in that same shape, eight-sided. And then the teacups aren't. They're round, and the saucers are round. They are in a style called the New Dresden style. But what they all have in common is the pattern of the hand-painted flowers. And then the trios and the teapot and the stand are in the Dresden embossed style. And I'll show you what that is. See, the surface here is slightly embossed with tiny little flowers, which is very cute. And this is all called New Dresden because there was a particular style of making porcelain in a German town called Dresden with these hand-painted flowers and also the little embossings. So Spode thought, well, if that's all the rage, I can copy it and sell it to everyone. And so he did, and everybody started buying that in England. And then, interesting thing is, the little jug, it seems to go together perfectly, right? But it's actually a little heavier. The porcelain is slightly different. And I thought, it just looks a little different. And then I noticed, well, the embossing is a little bit different as well. And then I looked at the bottom, and look, there's a big mark saying Spode Felspar porcelain. And in about 1825, 1826, Spode brought out a new type of china. This is bone china, that's felspar china. And felspar china has more rock in it and much less bone ash. And it's a little heavier, and also the color is just slightly different. So that's really interesting, but it all seems together perfectly. I want you to appreciate the hand-painted flowers in this. It's really stunning. Let me show you the best bouquet, I think, is this one. Look at the stunning detail, the way these flower sprays go. And the interesting thing is that these are all proper English flowers. You go to any English cottage garden and you'll see these flowers in the wild. Flower painters were very precise about the flowers they painted, and they would really study them. They would go out on nature walks on Sundays and pick flowers and then really study them. And lastly, I want you to appreciate, have you ever heard of the expression, the cherry on the cake? Well, this is the cherry on the teapot. Look at that. It was a very famous detail that Spode made on many teapots and sugar pots and tureens. They made these little cherry details. Very cute, I think. And another detail to appreciate is the spout of this pot. It's so beautifully made. Look at the amount of detail here in seemingly unimportant areas. They just went out of their way to make beautiful detail. And then lastly, this is superb piece of plumbing here. When you pour tea from this pot, it pours perfectly because of this great, I call it plumbing. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this video, I want you to do something right now, and that is click the subscribe button, and you'll get a video every single week. And if you're interested in owning this, you can find it on my website, gentlerattleofchina.com. And I hope you liked it, and have a great weekend. See you next week.